like this mad stuff, you know. And we actually recorded this in Tough Gong Studios, which is Bob Marley's studio. I can't believe I've been there and recorded a member of the Wailers, the trombonist from the Wailers. And
he had the most powerful lungs I've ever seen.
Yeah.
'Cause I haven't heard a trombone sound like that before.
And as you can hear, it's just like the distortion you get from it.
This episode is being supported by Tape It, the iPhone recording app made for musicians by musicians.
This horn line that we used and recorded in Jamaica was by a trombone player called Nambo Robinson. And this is a picture of him. And he played with the Wailers, Bob Marley, for years and did his own albums. Incredible artist and musician. And we made some songs with him in Jamaica years ago. It never quite fitted what we were doing at the time. We made, and it was on our hard drives. And we brought it up for this session. We were in this room with RoRo. So fast forwards another 6 years, no, 2 years ago, we were in this room with RoRo. So I'll play the song that we made with RoRo in here.
Something wicked this year where it comes. I say a giant among the higher they come. A fee, 5, 4 from they will fall to the
RoRo's a sick artist, by the way.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's from Barbados,
right?
And she's just incredible. Like, she can rap, sing. One by one, chop them down. So a completely different vibe, as you can hear. I mean, on this, I thought I'll quickly talk about VPS because this bass line sound, I downloaded VPS Avenger about 2 years ago and it changed my life, and I made like every song with it. It's just got crazy, loud, obnoxious sounds, like the presets in it. It's got this 90s pack which you can download, and it's just mad. It's one of my favorite synths. It's really easy to use. Anyway, I think the wonderful thing about this is that the use of the horn line. You know, Nambo Robinson passed away in 2017, which we found out around the time. So it was just, I've always wanted to use it, and just the fact that we've been able to use it finally in a tune really means a lot, you know, because he was such a gem. He was such an amazing person, and I always remember that session. And you know, his music will live on.
So, and did the horn line get released with the RoRo tune as well?
No, we haven't put that out yet.
So that's still
coming on the album.
The one that you played us.
Yeah.
That's still to come.
That's coming on the album, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So look, we can just dissect a bit of like what 1991 did, you know, and I think like doing the stuff that he does. Dem Down, like this mad stuff, you know. And it just sounds so good fast. And I love the lyrics, I love the horn line. And it's one of those things that's been really going off on stage, this tune.
Yeah,
it's just great. It's got a lot of energy. I like the Jack and the Beanstalk reference. You know, it's just got a lot of fun going on. Yeah, man, like it's a beautiful journey. And that's what I love about music. It's like, you know when something's good, and the horn line was always good. And it was like, we always remembered it. And we'd actually, I think even before the RoRo tune, we made another
We've
song.
tried it a few times. We've tried it a few times. But I think as soon as RoRo heard it, she just knew what to do straight away. It was like an instant. She had the melodies. I think she was writing for about 5 minutes and came with that line, and we was all just like, oh my God, what have you just done there? Like, it sounded amazing. And I think him being Jamaican, her from Barbados, the Caribbean feel, she just knew, as soon as she heard that horn line, it made sense to her.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Nambo Robinson, man. What a legend.
This episode is being supported by our good friends at Tape It, the iPhone app made specifically for musicians. If you, like many of our guests, use voice memos, then as far as we're concerned, switching to Tape It is an obvious choice. It's free, and there are a load of features you won't find on Apple's Voice Memos app, including the ability to record straight from your lock screen, set markers, add notes, include photos of settings, and you can easily import your old voice notes, sync to the cloud, and create shared playlists with co-writers and bandmates. So head to the link below to install the app now. And if you want even more, check out Tape It Pro and use the promo code TAPENOTES to receive a whopping 20% off. And now, back to the episode.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention the horn line again and why it sounds so fat and warm and slightly distorted. It was in the days of actually, we've got one of these, the real actual hardware in the studio, and we used to run lots of stuff for it. We do that less now because it's all online. But
what's the piece of hardware?
Culture Vulture. Thermonic Culture Vulture. And as you can hear, it's just like the distortion you get from it. It's just so, it's like nice distortion without sounding horrible. That's why I love it. And I think it really added to the kind of vintage warm sound of the brass.
Also credit to him as a trombone player as well, because he had the most powerful lungs I've ever seen.
Yeah.
'Cause I haven't heard a trombone sound like that before. Like the rasp he got out of it.
Yeah.
When he was playing that horn line was pretty amazing. His cheeks would just fill right up.
Yeah.
It was like, it'd blow you away in the room. You'd be like, whoa. So credit to him. But also
Nambo
the
Robinson.
Culture Vulture does make it sound really fat as well.
Yeah, and so the Culture Vulture was used after you recorded.
Yeah, we took
Down,
it back to the studio around the corner and ran his horns through the kit, and I always remember that because it was like we used to run drums. We do a lot of drums for it because like you get a drums bus, put it through the Culture Vulture, horns and drums. Just not too much distortion, but it just warms it up a bit.
Yeah, and should we hear a bit more of Jot Them Down just to get a fuller picture of what else happened on the track?
Let's do it.
Especially as this is kind of upfront and exclusive.
Yeah, let's do it.
And going back to that original session with Nambo, I mean, when you're working with a musician like that, who can obviously turn his hand to doing lots of different styles, I mean, how do you set up the vibe? How do you set up the situation? Because obviously, that whole beat and everything and that vocal didn't exist. So.
No, well, this was him playing to another one of our beats at the time. I was like, Kes, how do you... I asked Kes the question because it was a long time ago.
Yeah, we actually went to Jamaica to finish a previous album, and we got there and just spent 10 days making reggae music. The label weren't too happy with us. So this is actually the first thing we've used from that trip, I'd say.
Wow.
Yeah.
When was that trip again?
I think it was 2016, roughly.
So this would have been for your second album?
Yeah. Or
it was around that time.
Yeah, it was around that time.
The second album, Wheeler Generation. I think like we did know we used Max Romeo on the second album. We did. On a track, so we did use some things, and we were actually recorded this in Tough Gong Studios, which is Bob Marley's studio. And I recently watched the film, and I was just like, I can't believe I've been there and recorded a member of the Wailers, the trombonist from the Wailers, and it's incredible the journey that we've been on as producers and as music fans, like. And I'm really grateful, for I guess the rudimental journey, because it's really took me on some wild things that maybe 15 years ago I would have been like, oh yeah, whatever, mate. Like, I'm really gonna be there, and it's I've been pinching myself sometimes.